The restarted Senzo Meyiwa murder trial resumed today, and not entirely unexpected emotional testimony from Zandile Khumalo, the sister of Kelly Khumalo. Chriselda Lewis, our senior SABC News reporter, is watching this for us and joins us now to bring us the highlights of today's proceedings. Chriselda, before we even get into the detail, I wonder how it feels as a reporter watching this all play out for a second time.
Well, I can certainly tell you, Iman, quite grueling, but I don't think more grueling than what certainly the family of the Senzo Meyiwa has to go through, who would have probably thought round about this time we would have gotten to the crux of what possibly happened on the day that Senzo Meyiwa was killed. We've started again, and of course, Zandile Khumalo being on the stand again today, where she detailed Senzo Meyiwa's last moments, Iman, in that she says that it was her mother that had broken the news to them that Senzo Meyiwa was no more after they'd arrived at the hospital, and the mother had basically asked to go into the room where Meyiwa was being examined. And Zandile Khumalo says she basically heard, a loud scream coming from that area, and the mother had then basically broke the news to them that Senzo Meyiwa was no more. She says her sister, Kelly Khumalo, who you'd recall was also dating Meyiwa at the time, had asked her to accompany, Kelly to the examination room, the very same examination room, and it's there where Kelly Khumalo had removed a watch as well as earrings that Meyiwa was wearing. And, it was there where she says, emotions ran high, and they realized that Senzo Meyiwa was no more. But the matter today, Iman, taking a bit of a turn once she was done with her examination in chief or her testimony. After lunch, we were due to begin the cross-examination with the first defense counsel, that being Sipura Musipile, who represents accused number 1 and 2. And essentially, Advocate George Baloy, who is a state prosecutor, basically told the judge that there had been some issues with Zandile Khumalo's accommodation. He went out to go and see her, and when he came back, he informed the court that Zandile Khumalo was not feeling well. She said she was having chest pains, much to the dismay of the presiding judge, who says that he found it strange that when someone needs to start being cross-examined, all of a sudden they're not feeling ill, they're not feeling well, I beg your pardon. And also at the same time, you have issues relating to accommodation that need to be sorted out that have got absolutely nothing to do with the running of the trial itself. The judge himself was quite dismayed and said that, he is not impressed by what has taken place. So we had to adjourn quite early today, Iman, as a result of that. But also, the Zandile Khumalo earlier on also, pointing out to accused number 2, who is Bongani Ntanzi, as one of the alleged intruders that was inside the house at the time that Senzo Meyiwa was killed. She went on to describe him, saying that, she was able to, note him inside court based on his height, his facial features, as well as, the size of his eyes. So she contends that accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi, was one of the 2 intruders that was inside the house on the day that Senzo Meyiwa was killed.
So quite an eventful day in court. And perhaps before we let you go, Justice Mogoatleng leading this, essentially taking over, and in a way, as we've been discussing, this trial beginning all over again. What's your observation around just what you shared now, this no-nonsense approach around and wanting to really seemingly get this trial moving with some speed?
Well, absolutely, Iman. You would recall when the Deputy Judge President Aubrey Ledwaba had addressed the court the last time. This was when he informed us that the then presiding judge, Chifiwa Maumela, would no longer be presiding over this matter. He did say, under no circumstances will this trial not go ahead. They were going to make a plan. So when they announced the current judge as the one that was going to take over this matter, right from the onset, when some of the defense counsel had asked for postponements or an adjournment to sort out, little nitty-gritties pertaining to the case, he simply, was not willing to give the defense any of that. And even the state state in this particular matter, hauling them before, issues relating to why was the issue of accommodation not sorted out? Why is this issue being dealt with? It's not an issue that's supposed to be dealt with in terms of, getting this trial running smoothly and having it, proceed without any further postponements in this matter. Certainly the sense I'm getting, Iman, is that the current presiding, judge wants to see this matter reach finality. It has been stretching on since 2014, and somewhat, if you hear the murmurs in the corridors of the legal fraternity, some have actually described it as an embarrassment. And certainly now, I think everyone wants to see this matter, basically get to finality.
Chriselda Lewis, thank you very much for that update. Chriselda is our senior SABC News reporter.